God of our sanity, thou who hast brought us thus far on our way, thou who hast by thy might led us unto the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadow beneath thy head, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land, true to our God, true to our native land.
Happy Freedom Day, everyone. This is Ade Lamar, morning show co-host at 102.3 Radio Free KJLH. What a great way to get started, right? Thank you so much, Brent Jones. Absolutely incredible each and every time. It's Juneteenth, June 19th, the day enslaved peoples were finally informed that they were now free. Now, even though the United States had freed all slaves in 1862 via the Emancipation Proclamation, it wouldn't be until June 19th of 1865 that the enslaved people of Texas would hear the news. Free at last. When you think of Juneteenth, we think of festivals, barbecues, and the like. And you may have gone outside to attend, but right now, we want to reflect on the history, the causes and effects of General Order Number 3. It all started with a directive from President Abraham Lincoln. Here's Nicole Ballard, president of the African American Historical Society of Long Beach, to read the Emancipation Proclamation.
A proclamation. Whereas on the 22nd day of September in the year of our Lord, 1862, a proclamation was issued by the President of the United States containing, among other things, the following to wit: that on the first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. And the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will do not act or acts to repress such persons or any of them in any efforts that they make for their actual freedom. That the executive will, on the first day of January aforesaid, by proclamation, designate the states and parts of states, if any, in which the people thereof, respectively, shall then be in rebellion against the United States, and the fact that any state or the people thereof shall on that day be, in good faith, represented in the Congress of the United States by members chosen thereto at elections, wherein a majority of the qualified voters of such state shall have participated, shall, in the absence of strong countervailing testimony, be deemed conclusive evidence that such state and the people thereof are not then in rebellion against the United States. Now therefore I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, by virtue of the power in me vested as Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States in time of actual armed rebellion against the authority and government of the United States, and as a fit and necessary war measure for suppressing said rebellion, due on this first day of January in the year of our Lord 1863, and in accordance with my purpose, so to do publicly proclaim that the full period of 100 days from the day first above mentioned, order and designate at the states and parts of states wherein the people thereof respectively are this day in rebellion against the United States, the following to wit: Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, except the parishes of St. Bernard, Plaquemines, Jefferson, St. John's, St. Charles, St. James Assumption, Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. Mary, St. Martin, and Orleans, including the city of New Orleans, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, except the 48 counties designated as West Virginia, and also the counties of Berkeley, Accomack, Northampton, Elizabeth City, York, Princess Anne, and Norfolk, including the cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth, and which accepted parts are for the present left precisely as if this proclamation were not issued. And by the virtue of power and for the purpose aforesaid, I do order and declare that all persons held as slaves within said designated states and parts of states are and henceforward shall be free, that the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authorities thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of said persons. I hereby enjoin upon the people so declared to be free to abstain from all violence unless in necessary self-defense. And I recommend to them that in all cases, when allowed, they labor faithfully for reasonable wages. And I further declare and make known that such persons of suitable condition will be received into the armed service of the United States, to garrison forts, positions, stations, and other places, and to man vessels of all sorts in said service. And upon this act, sincerely believed to be an act of justice, warranted by the Constitution, upon military necessity, I invoke the considerate judgment of mankind and the gracious favor of Almighty God. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the United States to be affixed. Done at the city of Washington, this first day of January, in the year of our Lord 1863, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 87th, by the President Abraham Lincoln, William H. Seward, Secretary of State.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
I've been working all day long. I've been hoping nothing will go wrong. If it don't go my way, come what may, there's a brighter day. I've been working all night long. I've been praying, nothing will go wrong. If it don't go my way, go what may, there's a brighter day. Working all night long. I've been praying, nothing will go wrong. If it don't go my way, come with me, there's a brighter day. If it don't go my way, come with me, there's a brighter day. Oh, if it don't go my way, come with me, there's a brighter day.
The enslavement and colonization of people of color is a global fact in our history. We've always had to struggle for freedom, and yet we celebrate. We celebrate freedom from enslavement, freedom from the colonizers. Worldwide, we celebrate freedom. We turn our lens to Africa. Please welcome the former ambassador to the United States on behalf of the African Union, Dr. Arikana Chimpoboro. Wow.
Good afternoon to all of you. To my fellow African diaspora and all members of the human race in the United States and around the globe, happy Juneteenth. On this day, June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger marched into Galveston, Texas to deliver General Order Number 3 to the enslaved Africans who lived in Galveston, Texas. General Order Number 3 was informing them that they were now free. This message reached them 30 months after the Emancipation Proclamation of President Lincoln. 6 months after the signing of the 13th Amendment to the US Constitution. The enslavers intentionally did not notify them of their freedom. Thank you, General Granger, for delivering this important message of freedom. We all witnessed President Biden sign the bill making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you, VP Harris. Both of you, we appreciate your transformational and visionary leadership. We appreciate you and we honor you. Around the country, governors such as Jay Inslee of Washington State, mayors such as Mayor Dana Ralph of Kent, and many other governors and mayors around the country, they've also stood up. They believed in the importance of Juneteenth. They believed in the celebration of what is needed when we talk about freedom. They joined our beloved grandmother, activist, fearless leader, Opal Lee, in helping her realize her dream of seeing Juneteenth become a federal holiday. To all the governors and the mayors across the United States of America who stood up, thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us in making this day a reality. As we celebrate this day, let's all take a moment to reflect on the journey those who came before us have taken. A journey that was and continues to be full of tears and suffering. While we celebrate mission accomplished with the 1863 Emancipation Proclamation and the 1865 13th Amendment to the US Constitution, let's not forget that the mission is yet to be truly accomplished. The conversations that began on June 19th, 1865 must continue. They must continue until all humans in the United States and every corner of the earth are truly free. The conversations must continue till freedom, equality, and justice flow like the waters in the Mississippi River, flow like the waters in the Nile River, flow like the waters in the Zambezi River, all around our beloved earth. To our ancestors who were forcibly taken out of Africa across the Atlantic, and those who remained in Africa, we stand on your strong, powerful shoulders. We stand on your strong, powerful shoulders today. While we may be in the valley today, we certainly are aiming for the mountaintop. We know you are and always will be with us on this journey. We know you will always be with us as we celebrate this day as members of the human race. It is imperative that we honor all the victims of slavery. We honor the victims of slavery by committing to unity of purpose, by committing to equality and justice for all members of the human race on earth. That we must do, and we owe it to them. Allow me to conclude by reminding all of you today, let's honor the Africans who were taken out of Africa as slaves. Let's commit to building a better world. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Peace, good people. My name is O'Shea Luja.
And I'm Melanie Luja.
And we will not be long, but we will be strong.
Yes, we're happy to come to you all in celebration of the Juneteenth energy.
Indeed. June 19th is a very sacred, special day for us, right? The energy of our ancestors, celebrating the news that they were quote unquote freed, right? And in that energy, we just know that that's an inside job because the DNA feels a celebration. So we connect to when they celebrated on June 19th, 1865 to today, June 19th, 2021.
We have to remember to always celebrate all of our victories so that we can raise our vibration and just continue to vibrate higher so that we can connect better as a people, as a community, and to connect to ourselves, because that's something that is often missing, our connection to self.
Yes, and then to connect to self, that means we connect to every one of us, because again, we are all one love, one life, one world. We're all in it. And as an ebony people, we come from a small tribe of purple people who dance barefoot to a bucktooth organ played by a one-eyed piccolo player with 8 fingers and 3 toes and tambourines and sambos, echoes sentiments of midwives to lost souls, clothing hemp leaves and kente cloth-covered pistols that will lie you down to sleep in Texas from an east side, Juneteenth, Backstreet, shuffling the deck of mystical chords with no jokers, and all black queens and kings singing swing low, sweet chariot while churning roasted duck stuffed with dressing and lima beans. These purple, blue, black people taught I lingo through rubbing alcohol sniffs and can read your fortune from great granddad's back whips. Our ancestors say we got same gift. Can whip air into 4-course meals, move hills and cliffs with a stare. We say, please, ancestors, tell us more. They say, if you live long enough, more would tell you. Live your life, young people. Don't let it live you. Young sap from nectar's purple. Allow your bloom to feel the illusion of your fear. And purple is way back to your stretch. Receiving vitamin D from the sun in the language of spirits. And then you would know on this day, June 19th, we come from a small tribe of purple people who dance barefoot to a bucktooth organ played by a one-eyed piccolo player with 8 fingers and 3 toes, tambourines and sambos, echoes sentiments of midwives to lost souls. The ancestors would say, stay on the one, my son, and never forget
to cha-cha
with your soul.
Thank you all.
Hi there, my name is Tasha Hunter, and I'm the interim president of the new African American Cultural Center of Long Beach. My reflection of Juneteenth is something that's been very special in my family for a very long time. My grandfather's parents, so my great-grandparents, were born enslaved. And so Juneteenth was always a big celebration in our family. I didn't really know what we were celebrating, but the opportunity to celebrate was always something good. And it's been a tradition passed down. And of course, throughout the years, just learning what we were celebrating our freedom from a horrendous institution of slavery. Enslavement was something that, that was big. And I'm happy to see that now the country gets to celebrate, our city gets to celebrate. What do we reflect on? And I was intentional with saying freedom from the institution of slavery. But of course, we know that there are some systems that need to be fixed that have embodied the new slavery with our mass incarceration system. So with that being said, it is so important for us to reflect upon the sacrifices of our ancestors and each generation that has further progressed us towards truly being free. And the movements that are taking shape and that have been taking shape since the revolts. I don't want to get too historic, but I can go there. They're all the building block for pushing forward to ultimately maintaining that freedom. I just want to say we have to give thanks to our ancestors that have gone forth and gave their lives so that we could be free. And I also want to say, Happy Juneteenth!
Hi, I'm Carol Crawford in Seattle, Washington.
And I am Miles Crawford in London, England, and we are super excited to be with you right now.
We want to encourage you to know that in all things, we are more than conquerors. We've come a long, long way, and together we can go much further.
So we wish you all a happy Juneteenth. Bye for now.
Part-time job, full-time hustle. Chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement.
Hey, Rhonda.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm here at the Portuguese Bend in, what is this? I guess this is still downtown Long Beach.
All righty.
And, they got some food and libations under a tent. And look, there's a lot of the people we've been dealing with all along. Look, here's Sean right here. Hello.
Sean, how are you? I miss you too. Hi, Rhonda. How are you? Thank you.
Griselda. We're over here. We're live, just getting it in. I see
Jocelyn and Violet over there too.
I see Jocelyn and Violet, but wait a minute. You got to see this suit. Hold on a minute.
Oh, this is awesome. This is so awesome.
Look at our man. We're out here.
Every one of these pieces of paper was a donation to a nonprofit. Look at all of them.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Nonprofit donation.
He's still, he's still making it rain.
Oh my God. That is Jeff. I love it.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
You guys did good stuff.
Jeff,
we got a lot of Leadership Long Beach people here. We got some Arts Council people here, and everybody's celebrating.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Let me just show you who else is here. We started our day off, when we were talking about music retail and all of that. What a historic conversation that was. Look who's here.
Yeah. Jocelyn, Hey there, how are you?
You know, and then look. Let me just bring you over here. Look.
Hello, folks. It's not too late to donate. Not too late to donate. Go in, hit that computer, put what you can put in.
Arts Council, Dream Creator, what is it? Dream Creator, and the Arts Council. Do it.
That's right. So, it's not too late.
Dream Creators.
Not too late. Go donate.
So that's what's going on right here. Look, it's like the curtain call at the Broadway play. Everybody that has been on our production coming to take a bow, coming to encourage you to donate to the Long Beach Gives Dream Creator Studio. Man, this has been really, really good. I'm looking for some food.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is just awesome. Oh my goodness. Total Long Beach there. Nice, nice, nice.
I cannot hear a word you are saying. They are reveling so loudly here, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. You know, this is just Leadership Long Beach. You saw a lot of your good friends there from that organization, Leadership Long Beach. All your friends from the Arts Council, and you know, they're just out here having a great time and celebrating the experience today that has been Long Beach Gives. It's really been incredible.
Yeah, it really has. You know what? I was just going to do a total to see what the latest number is, because this has just been an amazing day. And oh my goodness, I just brought up the number. So we are at 1.5 million. 1,515,264 is where we are.
Wow, that's incredible.
Unbelievable.
That's a great community participation in helping so many nonprofits do what they need to do here in the beautiful city of Long Beach. Wow, that's a good thing.
That is an absolutely good thing. This is amazing. Wow, good job, Greg J. Oh my goodness, recording live, Portuguese Ben. Oh my goodness, Leadership Long Beach, Jeff Williams, Arts Council. Oh my goodness, what more can we say? This is great.
Yeah, that's good. Well, listen, I'm not going to hold you too long because I got to get back to headquarters, and we've got a couple of more things to do tonight before our marathon is over. And so in preparation of that, I'm going to sign off here. I'm live, reporting live for the Dream Creator Studio at Portuguese Bend. I'm hanging out with the Leadership Long Beach and the Arts Council for a hot second, and then getting right back. This is our 12-hour, I wanted to say 24-hour, our 12-hour online giving marathon, Dream Creator Studio. This is what we're doing. Rhonda, you want me to stay online with you while I drive back?
No, you don't have to. I'm good. We have our program going Juneteenth, and we had some folks enjoying that, and so I'm just going to resume our the broadcast as usual, or normal broadcast. So, but it's going well. So we've just been here, just enjoying, reflecting on the Juneteenth project. So thank you so much for that check-in and reporting live from there. This is so awesome.
All right. There you have it. Reporting live from downtown Long Beach, Greg J, Dream Creator Studio. I'm out.
All right. See ya. Oh, wow. And there we have it. All right, you guys. That's great. We are almost there. I think we are approaching in 10 minutes, we would have been online for 10 hours. And so this is our 10th hour. We got 2 hours to go, and mission will be accomplished. Thank you so much for your support. Some of you have hung out with us all day long today, and we appreciate that. Oh my goodness, we appreciate it. We see the numbers from all the different channels that we are streaming from, and so collectively, we are looking great. So thank you so much for hanging with us today. As they say over at KJLH, thank you so much for rolling with us today. And this has been really awesome. We're going to resume this incredible broadcast. We were just going back and reflecting on Juneteenth, the last project that we did virtually, and we were enjoying that. And so we're going to resume that. And then Greg J will be back to the headquarters. And then I'm going to go out and maybe do one more report from a celebration that's happening tonight. Long Beach Gives in the city of Long Beach is really going down. It is happening, and celebrations are everywhere. And so we are going to partake of that and bring you in and invite you to join live. So, all right, back to our Juneteenth reflection, and we'll see you on the other side of this broadcast here.
that fought for their own freedom. We were not just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, just waiting to be rescued. And some individuals had previously ran away to Mexico. There were revolts and uprising. We were not just sitting idly accepting our condition as enslaved people. Unfortunately, the way it's described, take, for example, a Nat Turner situation, that this was a slave revolt and he killed all these innocent people. Well, he was fighting for his freedom. And when America fought for their freedom, they didn't see any of the wars as a revolt. It was their fight for independence, their fight not to be controlled, their fight to pursue their freedom. But depending on who's doing the fighting, the way it's described is different. So our history is complicated. I've done family research, and as I look back into the slave schedules and the census records, when I see a mulatto child, the DNA of the enslaved woman and that white male enslaver runs through my veins. I cannot separate that history. It's part of who I am. Now, Maya Angelou has a quote, "History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but if faced with courage, need not be lived again." Will we have the courage, America, to tell the truth? Will we have the courage to do the repair work to the foundation of this American house so that we can save it for future generations? So you hear people say, I didn't own slaves. My family came in 1920, 1890, 1870. We were poor. I'm not a racist. Don't make me feel bad about that. Each of us have a small percentage in ownership of the deed of America. So here in Texas, we talk about, remember the Alamo, 1836, about these men fighting for Texas independence. Well, the Alamo for the Texans were lost. Mexico beat them, but we're taught to remember them as heroes. But nobody ever talked about the 75% of the men that came in with the Union forces, the United States colored troops. No one talks about the fact that they helped to force Lee to surrender at Appomattox. They came to the aid of the white Union soldiers. And there were white Union soldiers and black Union soldiers. And throughout history, there are good people and bad people, and of all ethnicities and nationalities. So we need to look for the good, and the good people need to speak up, because silence is violence. So Texas didn't feel like we need to comply as a state. It was part of the Confederacy. They did not lose any of their Civil War battles. So they thought that they had a chance to win the war. Even after Lee had surrendered, they thought, well, we could just keep, many slave owners had moved, or enslavers had moved their enslaved people into Texas, further west from Union forces, trying to run to a more sympathetic place. So by Galveston, the Battle of Galveston, taking control of the major port west of New Orleans, that put Texas back in control by the Confederacy, and they were going to remain living the way they were until those soldiers showed up. And just like we go overseas to fight for freedom, and we go all around the world to fight for freedom, American democracy, those soldiers came in and said, we're here to fight for freedom. Now, the last Civil War battle was down in Palmetto Ranch in South Texas in May of 1865. So when they got here in June, they didn't have to physically go to battle, but they had to ensure that they found enslaved people in slave pens, that people were treated like animals, human beings. They were not slaves. They were human beings that were enslaved, and something happened to them. Some action was taken to restrict their freedom and to restrict their movement. So it's very important that we examine who we are as a nation and we reflect and deal with it, because the ripple effect is still causing problems today. So we have banquets and pageants and parades, and people say, well, shouldn't you celebrate the 19th on the 19th? Well, newsflash, we celebrate freedom every day. And then just like any other festivities, we have festivals with singers and reenactors and people just having a good time, and foods, Texas barbecue, red soda, watermelon. A watermelon is a refreshing drink, and at some point we allowed the imagery to be negative. Ain't nothing wrong with eating a watermelon. Families gathered together to split it open, and it was a communal thing. We need to celebrate that. And then when the sun sets and goes down, just like on the 4th of July, we're gonna pop some fireworks. The Galveston and Texas History Center is hosting a screening of the Juneteenth documentary, The Galveston Story, done by myself and a recent college graduate, Sam Addington. And I needed someone to help me tell the Galveston story from a Galveston perspective. And this young man went overboard in his effort to kind of get this story out. I had the narrative, I know the story, I told it, and then he and his mother worked on laying the story out. So it tells it from a Galveston perspective before June 19th, 1865, events on June 19th, 1865, and then life afterwards. And as I said, we had a lot of success here on the island. Galveston being an island is a major port city where people come from all over the world and cultures interact and mingle. And it was a place where individuals felt somewhat more free than in other places. When I talk about the slave auctions, many of the individuals that were auctioned didn't stay here in Galveston because it wasn't, a lot of land with plantations. They went further inland to other counties. Galveston was the commercial district, and most of the enslaved people here would have been what's considered like house slaves that took care of the mansions and the spaces of those early wealthy individuals. And then after slavery was over, they started to build their lives, and they built the first Black high school. And I think it's Muhammad Ali that says, a man that thinks the same at 50 as he did at 30 has wasted 20 years. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to work. Let's get to this absolute equality that would be good for all of us.
In 2020, Juneteenth became popular, but Juneteenth has always been important. June 19, 1865, is the day that Major General Gordon Granger issued General Order Number 3 here on Galveston Island. But Granger was not alone. He came with thousands of Union soldiers, many of them United States colored troops. See, they had brought the message of freedom to Galveston and to Texas, to the enslaved people at that time. This documentary will explore life before June 19th, 1865, the events of June 19th, 1865, and then life afterwards and the celebrations. See, this is a story of success. This is a story of the journey of freedom here in Texas. This is an American story, a Juneteenth story, and most of all, a Galveston story.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Where are we going?
Navigating these times can be tough, but while you care for your loved one, you also need to care for yourself. Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health and self-help tips.
If I could be you, you could be me for just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Music is essential to our legacy, from the continent to these United States. In popular music history, the name VIP Records is woven in the DNA of our history. sharing reflections of Juneteenth, please welcome Kelvin Anderson, founder and owner of VIP Records.
Hello, and happy Juneteenth celebration. Hope everyone is having a wonderful time as we celebrate Juneteenth and Black Music Month. And if any of you know me, Black Music Month is very special to me because Black music has been my life. I started in retail records in 1972. So if you add it up, we at year number 49. Black music, hey, man, it has played such an important role in all of our lives, but especially my life. You know, starting in 1972, selling and listening to artists like Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross, and I got a chance to meet all of those people also. So VIP have played a very important role in the music industry for many, many years. I'm actually the only VIP record store that has remained open through all of this. And, you know, I'm just sitting here reflecting on all of the wonderful times, all of the great people that we got a chance to meet, all of the careers that we was a part of launching, from everyone from Whitney Houston to Freddie Jackson to Tyrese, Jaheim. Have a lot of wonderful in-stores here in Long Beach also. In the early 90s, I opened a recording studio in the back of VIP Records where I got a chance to work with a lot of the local kids in the community. And we were fortunate enough to launch the career of a group called 213, which actually, they were the group that we worked with, but each one of them ended up getting solo deals. Snoop Dogg got his own deal. Warren G got his own separate deal, and Nate Dogg did also. And went on and have a wonderful recording years. Snoop Dogg is still doing the big as we all know. But it was something, you know, to set up and witness this for almost 50 years, the migration of Black music. As you know, Black music is the #1 music in the world. That's saying a lot. So this month, hey, it's the month that I look forward to every year. It's something that's important, that should be recognized for the contribution that, you know, Black music has made in the industry. You know, I think back sometime of, you know, the music that got us through struggles. You know, Marvin Gaye was What's Going On. We had James Brown on Black and on Proud. We had Shy Life, Got to Give the People What They Want. You know, and then we slid on into Fight the Power, Public Enemy. So the music has played a really important role in the movement of Black music for many, many years. And I am so happy and fortunate to still be a part of it. So with that, we wish everyone happy Juneteenth. Be safe. God bless.
He is Grammy nominated. His name rings as one of the brightest singer-songwriters in the business today. He ignites the present-day plea for respect and dignity in such a time as this. Here's B. Slade.
These hands have been bruised. My soul's been misused. And all my life I've been paying the dues. I've been paying the dues. Yeah. We take the garbage off the streets. But is that all you think of me? Well, you should see when you look at me as I am a man. Yeah. Might be worn and tired. We've been working overtime, yes we have. Hey, we realize when Jim don't wanna. Hey, right. Sleepless nights, I just can't get no peace. Hey, so we march in your streets. We refuse to bleed. Up in the land of the free. I can't get no peace. Yeah. So we march in your streets. We refuse to bleed. In the land of the free. Yeah. Let me break it down to you like this. No, I can't change my skin. But you can change your heart. I'm not invisible. We are the same other God. We're the same other God. We live, we work in danger every day. I don't know how much more I can take. See, I can't, and you can't. We can't, they can't, peace can't be made the same. I am a man, and I'm doing all I can. I can't get no peace. That's why we're marching. That's why we're marching in your streets right now. Yes, we are. We refuse to bleed. In the land of the free, I am a man. And I am a man.
Boy, do I love that. How awesome is that? Juneteenth, Reflections of Juneteenth. That's one of the community projects that we were fortunate enough to be able to produce, and just a community effort of everybody coming together to celebrate Juneteenth through arts, education, and inspiration. So that was such a great piece. We have another guest, and he's queued up, and he's in our virtual green room. And I'm so excited to chat with him. I'll tell you a little bit about him. Perfect timing for him coming on because he is an artist. He's a dancer. He sings. I've had the pleasure of shooting video on him and his performances. An incredible dancer. He's taught me some moves and everything. And so I'm really excited to have him on. He was just in our green screen in front of the camera. Looks like he disappeared for a moment. we'll give him a couple of minutes to return back there. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and play Tia P's performance. We're reflecting on Juneteenth. Actually, you know what? Jared, are you back? Hi, are you ready? Okay, awesome. He is ready, you guys. He is one of our favorites. I mean, all of our interns are our favorites, but he was one that just came on board and just really did some incredible stuff there. He happened to come on right as COVID was in full effect. And so he was the first intern in our youth media program that had to do his intern with us via remote. And it was a great experience. We just got a chance to hang out all day, every day, and do some incredible stuff. And so please help me welcome one of Dream Creator's favorite interns. All of them are favorites, so everyone is a favorite. Jared Mishpatten. Jared, hi.
Hey, y'all.
How are you?
I'm good, Miss Rhonda. How you doing?
I'm good, good, good. Who's that you got with you?
This is my little nephew. This is, I forgot his name.
And he's your little, well, hi, little nephew. Shame on your uncle.
His face saw me for a second. It's DeAndre.
Hi. Shame on you. Hi there. Hello there.
Look.
He says I'm not no. Hi. How are you? Hello there. Oh, cutie. So Jared, thank you so much for taking some time out to check in with us. I was sharing with the people that you were one of our interns, and that when you started, it was in the middle of COVID, dead smack in the middle of COVID.
It was.
And yes, we did the whole thing virtually. We were in the middle of projects, and you were just there and making sure that we come through. So we wanted to thank you for calling in or checking in, rather. How have you been? What have you been up to?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing one sec. Can you
okay.
To the park or something? Hey,
the wonders of virtual space, you guys.
Just one sec. Sorry.
Sure, no worries. All right. Yeah, he's going to share with us what it was like to come on board during COVID. And again, when he came on, we didn't know what to do. We were pivoting, and we were at the top of pivoting into the virtual space. We didn't have a program in terms of remote program, and so we literally had to think on our feet. Luckily, we landed on our feet, and we had a great intern like Jared who had skills, and he was flexible, and he just came on board and just made it happen. And so let me unmute him. Are you back?
Yeah, I was back.
Okay. Yeah. So look, we miss you. We so miss you. Let me just say that. You moved away after the intern, and life has been happening and everything. But what have you been up to? We just wanted to catch up with you today.
I've been just dealing with it. I after the certain thing that happened to me in my life, I went to go move with a friend to just keep them occupied. I moved with a friend, and then but he ended up just spiking. I guess you learn who your real friends are when you get closer to your dreams. And
so life has been happening.
Yeah, pretty much. But then I ended up going to live in the desert. Had a desert experience for like 4 months. It sucked. And now I'm back to society. Now I'm back to society to get myself out.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. And so when are you coming back to Long Beach?
Hopefully really soon, but I have to build myself up and save up to be able to move back out there. But I'm trying to get back down there as fast as I can, because I realized that that's the place I want to be at.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to have you back. So look, you are a phenomenal dancer. Have you been dancing lately? I mean, you were killing it on TikTok for a long time. So are you still busting a lot of moves on TikTok?
Yeah, and I'm recently doing that. I'm actually gaining more followers each one I post and stuff, and I'm actually very excited for that because it means I'm reaching people that are actually taking interest in being entertained, and I'm entertaining people, and that's all I want to do. I want to bring entertainment and show that there's more to life than what is being presented out there.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Can you tell us what was it like to intern at Dream Creator? What was that experience like for you?
Dream Creator, it was fun. I mean, anything I do with you is gonna be fun. It was fun. Still waiting on that video though, but it was.
It's on the way. Well, we got it in the can. We got it in the can, right? We just got to get to the post-production of it and everything. But it was great having you here. Yeah. What did you learn? Can you, because we are here today so this is Long Beach Gives, right? And it's a day of giving where all the nonprofits, or 200 nonprofits in the city, we come together, and it's a time of bringing awareness to our organizations, the work that we do, and as well as a time for giving and for fundraising and donations and all of that good stuff. But what we've been doing today is we ran a 12-hour marathon. We are just in our 10th hour, approaching the 11th hour. And so I definitely wanted you to stop by and check in and just chat about, you were part of one of the programs that we have, at Dream Creator. Our mission is to build stories, tell stories, and build communities through youth, through media. And how we do that is we have a youth media program where we bring in youth like you, young people like you, and see what your passion is and just kind of help you develop in that area. And so we wanted to bring you on today so you can just kind of share about what it was like to be a part of the Dream Creator program. Somebody out there may want to kind of hear from the horse's mouth, per se, and hear from those who have gone through our program. And so if you can, just kind of share for anyone that's out there listening, thinking, should I support Dream Creator? Where is the proof of work? What have they done? And so you're our proof. So share that for us if you can. Uh-oh. I love virtual space. All right. All right. So yeah, if you can just share, what was it like for you? What did you learn? Did it impact your life in some kind of way?
Yeah, I learned more how to create commercial campaigns, for just how to create things, how to put things together where it looks which is something I recently starting to do. What I learned from you guys is how to put the video sections together where it actually links together and goes together for to make a better video. And actually it kind of paid off because Alea's music, Alea the singer, the one that sings Try Again and Rock the Boat 1 Million, her music is really coming out, and I just I haven't been doing a video since I was in the desert, but I came back and I just released a Try Again video, and I took what you guys taught me, which is linking it together with
hilarious. We're not going to hold you long, but okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's hard to just get privacy. Anyway, so so putting them together kind of just really helped in creating that, and I learned how to create the little commercials, which I hope that you're using for yourselves. But the commercials that we made for your the Dream Creator, and for also media control. And I also learned how to put speeches together from you as well. And that came in handy when I had to give the speech to my dad's funeral. So I learned a lot from you guys, and mostly I really had fun and enjoyed my time hanging out with you. Like I said, awesome. When I get back, and no matter what, I will be down for helping you with any project you need.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'd love to have you. Can't wait till you return. I'm not going to hold you long. Thank you so much for checking in during our 12-hour online giving marathon, and sharing with people what your experience was like being a part of the youth media intern program here at Dream Creator. So Jared, thank you so much. We're going to continue to keep in touch, and please let me know when you return back to Long Beach so we can have more fun.
I will. Definitely.
Okay.
Release that video.
Okay. All right.
But
have a great.
I love you.
Say that again.
When this is done, you call me and we'll talk some more and we'll do it.
Okay, I love you too. All right, take care.
I love you
Bye,
too.
little one.
Bye.
Bye, little one. Bye bye. Hey there.
What up?
All right. And that's our Jared.
Yes. All right, that's what's up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm glad he checked in. He was determined to check in with us today. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that, for your reporting live.
Well, thank you. It was they were really having a good time over there, and I just had to grab it and get right back, and that's it. So
Awesome.
I'm so glad that we're able to reach across the city and touch our friends, and it's just been a really great day, Rhonda. It's really been good.
It really has. It really has. And there's just the support coming in from everywhere for today. And again, I keep saying this is our very first fundraiser ever. And we jumped out there and just, in total support of Long Beach Gives and wanting to be a part of it in a big way. And so here we are. We're doing a 12-hour online giving marathon and encouraging everyone to just share and support and donate and just help the organizations that are doing a great work here in our city. We're down to, Greg J, we are halfway through the 11th hour.
Wow, that's something. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, there it is. We got to go till 9, right?
Yeah, we're almost there.
Almost there. I can see the finish line.
Absolutely. And I wanted to share some more videos. What can we share? What do you think is
where
good?
were we when I came back? Where were we?
We were wrapping up on the Juneteenth, and it was going into the Seminole story. But we can go to another one.
You want to go to another one?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's go talk about.
Let's see. Let me look while we kind of chit chat. I mean, there's been so many things that we've been a part of, and really incredible stuff. I think, man, let me just kind of look in here and see what it do there, Rhonda Love.
You know what? I feel like we're DJing, but with video.
Yes. Yeah.
You know which one was a good one too, but it's that's probably, I don't know where we could come in and come out of that clip, but Coffee Conversation has had some incredible guests on there. And one that came to mind, I was looking at Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis when they came onto your show, and we haven't really talked about Coffee Conversation. So, I mean, we have shared the platform today with everybody, and we haven't really talked about that. So let's talk about Coffee Conversation and just all the great work that you are doing there from Dream Creator Studio.
Yeah, Coffee Conversations is a twice weekly live stream mid-morning talk show that we do. We have culturally relevant conversations with from all across the diaspora, not only from Long Beach where we're located, but certainly all over the globe is what we strive to present on that show. And we're just having a cup of coffee with influencers from all over the diaspora. We did get the opportunity early in the pandemic, I think it was, to talk to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the multi-skillion super hydro powered producers there. That was a really good conversation. We've had some with news broadcasters from across in South Africa when we wanted to know what was happening in the news and in
in Africa. We were able to reach out to news influencers, people who are reporting the news at the corporate level, at the network level down there. And we got some really great, information on what's happening. We've talked to Kenya, we've talked to Senegal, we've talked to New York, we've talked to Atlanta, Minneapolis. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So that's what Coffee Conversations does, is just inform and inspire the people from a culturally relevant perspective. And you wanted to see Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I got that racked up right here.
Do you? Okay. Well, I'll let you find the entry point and the exit point so we can chat about that. That'll be really great. I just do have one question for you before you roll that beautiful footage. So how did you get such a, you are so good at being of service, a person of service, a man of service, and just being there and a support to other people. But you do incredible work, Greg J, and you have a lot of your career has just been pushing other people up. And so how did you, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to just ask you some questions. So how did you, well, first of all, I'll ask the question everybody always asks. How did you get such a huge Rolodex of great people? Let's just start there.
Well, first and foremost, I've been at it a while, embracing so when I first came into the broadcast business, I was thrown into Black radio on a national level, and just coming to, after being poured into by some of the top African-American radio executives all across the country. My first job was at Bailey Broadcasting Services. Shout out to Lee Bailey. I should probably send him a text, see if he would come in, and, just learning what it meant to be a broadcaster servicing the African-American community, and then just beginning to just embrace the life, what our lifestyle is. Not so much, we get so consumed with protesting and all of that, but there's a beauty of life, coming from the African-American perspective. And, it's just all about the importance of, again, what we've been resonating this whole time on this marathon is telling our own stories, and you begin to just relish the moment, the people that you meet. And also too, I think, I have been, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, just being mindful to allow the light of the Lord to shine through, so that people can, we can communicate, we can talk, we can have, conversation, and our conversation together, therefore, uplifts the beloved community. And that's it. You were asking me about service, and, Rhonda, simply put, that's just the ministry of it. Is giving of yourself and being of service to all people. But because I'm here and I'm with my people, I want to, be from that perspective.
Awesome. I love it. Love it. Okay. All right. So shall we roll that beautiful footage?
Are you ready? Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Gonna pick right up. I don't even know what he's talking about. We're going to pick right up into this. This is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. And it was just an honor to chat with those legends. And okay, so here we go. Mm-hmm.
We just kind of went on and produced records for people, and that's kind of the origin of where it started. Over the years, we've been trying to get back to it, but whenever we would work with an artist, they'd always take the song for themselves and keep it. And finally, a few years ago, when we were fortunate enough to get inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, we finally said, okay, what is it that we haven't done yet? Oh yeah, we never did our album. Let's get back on that. So that's brings us to today.
Wow, incredible. Now, let me ask you, such a legacy. I mean, how many #1 hits do you all have? Or do you keep up with stuff like that?
I personally don't.
Just do what you do, and there it is.
Yeah. I think Jam knows, he's usually the man that understands all the stats. I don't do that. So.
Yeah, I here's the thing about stats. I think when our sons were playing basketball together, I used to keep the stats, and I always used to tell the players because they'd always want to know how much they scored. And I'd always say, stats don't lie; they just don't tell the whole truth. So stat-wise, for a team, we're the #1 producers, songwriters ever. We actually have 16 Billboard #1s on the pop side, I guess you could say, and 26, I believe it is, on the R&B side. That's Billboard across all different genres. That's just R&B, but across a bunch of different genres. So we've done pretty well, and historically, I think we're ranked 3rd all time for producers, behind like the Beatles producer and Elvis's producer or something like that. So part of it is that we've been able to have longevity. And if you stick around long enough, you get enough turns at bat, eventually you're going to hit a few home runs and probably a few strikeouts in there, but I don't want to remember those.
That's right. That's right. Someone's asking, that's James Music Man Fields. He's got a podcast out coming out of Las Vegas there, a good friend of mine. He wants to know when you all will release a box set of all the 12-inch versions that you've produced.
Wow, that's a good question.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. Never thought of it.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Boom.
Yeah, it's across a whole lot of different companies, so it would be quite an undertaking, but I guess it's possible for sure.
Possible, right? Okay. Yeah. So, Von Parchman, my good friend, he's got his daughter, Tia P, is a great artist, and called me early this morning, wanted to meet you guys and everything there. He's saying that new record with Babyface is a classic, and it really is. It's talk about this song now. For me, my first 2 reactions, just gut reactions. First was, okay, you know what? This is going back to that. There's a certain, style, a certain je ne sais quoi of R&B, that you don't always hear anymore. But with you guys and Babyface, we're recapturing that feeling, that rhythm, that swing of a love song in R&B. That was my first gut. My second gut was, okay, super producers producing a super producer. How does that work in the studio?
Faith said that was the toughest thing for him, was to kind of relinquish control or opinion. Not opinion, because he still obviously would say what he wanted to do, but we wanted him to just be an artist, just sing, just, play guitar, just do what you do. And he said that was the toughest thing, because when he was in the middle of singing, he would stop himself and go, oh, wait, let's get that again. Or wait. And we'd be like, no, man, just sing. We got you. So it was nice, because when he actually heard the finished version of what we were doing, he just kept saying over and over, he just said, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. And we're like, yeah, because you know what? You're Babyface. Right. So of course it's going to sound good. And I think your initial reaction to the way that it made you feel is the thing that we were going for. And really, with all the artists that we're working with on our album, is that you should remember the reason you fell in love with Babyface for the first time. And it should give you that feeling of, we call it nostalgia, where it's something new, which is exciting. It's always fun to hear something new, but it also takes you back to a familiar, comfortable place. And if we can find that sweet spot, that's what we're going for with all the music on our record. So I'm happy to hear you say that was the feeling that it gave you, because that's the feeling we were going for.
Yeah, it's incredibly dope. Now, what are some of the other songs that you have, and some of the other people there? What are we looking for on your LP?
Well, we worked with a lot of friends. So we're not really disclosing who's actually on the album, because we don't know yet. I mean, the album's not going to be until spring of next year. So it's still a work in progress.
I see.
But you shouldn't be surprised if you see friends of ours, like if just off the top of our head, if we said somebody like Janet Jackson, or we said someone like who we worked with before successfully, or we said somebody like Mariah Carey, who we worked with before successfully, or someone who we've never worked with, who we would love to have worked with, but finally maybe have done it, like Toni Braxton, or somebody from it could be people along those lines. It could be people that we've had #1 records with, like Usher. So you get my drift. I mean, it's basically people that we love to work with, or haven't had the chance to work with in the past, that we get a chance to now.
That boy's good. Good. He said a lot without saying nothing, right?
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, so now I'd like to kind of talk about a little bit with your legacy and with your wisdom. What's your assessment of where we are musically? Especially on the R&B side, the Black music side. It's a lot of debate out there on what is R&B, and we talk about the love song, right? So you have Jam and Lewis with Babyface, and excuse me, and then just really expressing their love for somebody, and then you have people out there that's just talking about, I want to hit it.
That's kind of the culture, though, isn't it?
It is.
The culture kind of dictates that. I mean, I wish we could. Our assessment of all that kind of thing would be, for our generation, what comes from the heart reaches the heart, and our heart never felt that way. We never thought of love as a crude or lewd thing. It was always in a good place for us. But I feel like the kids feel the same way. I mean, that's how they express it. A little edgier, it's a little harder, it's a little tougher. But once again, you grow out of all those things, I think. So I think R&B in general will be in a great space going forward, and always will, because we always have the classics to lean to. We don't have to, if there were no classics, then maybe I'd worry. But they always go back to the classics at some point.
Now, now with technology and everything, you see great opportunity for the indie soul artists. A lot of great music out there with the indie soul over there on beachcityradio.com. As we create new broadcast paradigms with the online radio station, we really, really embrace that indie soul artist. And what's your thoughts about that genre? Is actually developing in sort of a subgenre of urban music, if you will. What are your thoughts about the indie soul artist out there?
Well, I think right now, the thing that technology allows us to do, as it's allowing us to do today, which is basically be face to face as we converse without being in the same studio with each other. It allows people to create a whole lot of different music and do it on their own and do it independently. We wouldn't be thought of as independent artists necessarily, but we've actually had a couple of very successful records that we did kind of out of the mainstream system. We did Peabo Bryson a couple of years ago, and had a top 5 record with him. We had a #1 record just recently, earlier in the year, with Stokely from Mint Condition, which we did totally independently outside of the record company system, so to speak. So I think that the idea is if you're making music, there's a lot of different ways to get it out there and to get it to people and get it directly to the people, whether it's through Facebook, whether it's through social media, YouTube. There's all kinds of ways to get your music out there and create music. So, and there's also now, because of the times we're living in, you can basically make your music on a laptop, and you can make music at home. And I'm also encouraged, I just have to mention too, when we talk about the way that music crosses the generations and the new music, the new soul music, the new R&B music, there's an artist, Her, who we absolutely love. Her current record, she just performed it on Saturday Night Live last week, basically is a, not necessarily a sample, but basically an interpolation, if you will, of a song we had with Herb Alpert back in the day, Making Love in the Rain. And her new song is called Damage. and it's exposing, the old song to everybody, because everybody's going back and going, wait, Making Love in the Rain. Yeah, I remember that. And so those kinds of connections to me that music make is what's really a good thing. And when you have an artist like her, who not only is a great vocalist, but also writes her songs, plays guitar, plays bass, plays keyboards. To me, the future of R&B is in great hands with artists like her. And her basically, although she's in a major company system now, she started off very much independently and just kind of making music on her own and making the music that she wanted to make. So I think the spirit of that is amazing, and I'm glad to hear that that's happening and that you're giving exposure and love to that, because people are going to create music, and it just needs to find a home. So that's
yeah. And over the years, it's been kind of a crazy thing, but to do traditional quote unquote R&B and find a major home for it, it's been difficult. We took, when you look at the system, and I never like to complain about it, but I like to state the case. When you look at the system, you see no Black executives, or very few. You see, you have Sylvia Rhone, you have L.A. Reid still doing it, and very few people on the upper echelon who get to make decisions of what Black music is. To them, people of color should be in those places that govern our people, because what we put out actually affects our communities. And, that's just my personal feeling. And so I like to always state the obvious.
No, it's a true fact. And, we really do need to, we have a mantra around here at the Hannibal Media Group Dream Creator Studio is, tell our own stories, tell our own story. We're constantly saying that not only in what we're doing in the audio space with our online radio, but our video, our live streams, all that. Underlying mantra of everything we do is tell our own stories. And you're absolutely right. These are companies who have control over our content, over our, like I said, it creates what happens in our community. Art imitates life.
Right. Well, they don't have control. That's the great part. That's why independent records are so important. But they do have the ability to skew young minds to do things that they ordinarily wouldn't do, because it doesn't necessarily feel natural. And once it becomes successful in any kind of way, it's kind of the follow the leader kind of situation. So no, we have the control. We just have to take the control.
Gotta take it.
Yeah,
that's what's up. I love it. Okay, so let's expand our lens to Africa. One of the keynotes of our musical presentation is embracing the contemporary music of Africa. Now with technology, one of the popular genres is Afro beats, not to be confused with Afrobeat from the 70s, but certainly there's some dope music coming from all 55 countries on the continent. Do you guys ever think about working with great artists over on the continent? And have you ever thought about it?
Oh, I would love to. I would love to. We always try to fuse music anyway. If you listen to any of our music, we back away from nothing in terms of musically. We're fearless in that respect. And that's what makes it fun, man. The gumbo is good.
It's interesting because we do have a lot of African listeners, because we have we do so much African music, and I know that by you saying that, I'm gonna get a lot of emails from artists and all of that. But there are some artists that just immediately come to mind. I would love to see Jammin Lewis work with, out of South Africa. Zonky is one. I think, she's very R&B, very soulful. And for me, if I was the A&R type, I'm more of a marketer than anything else. But if I was the A&R type, I'd put you guys together with Zonky. And there's a few other folks out there, but Zonky probably would be a really good one for y'all.
You got to give us a list.
Yeah. I shall. Yes. All right. Now, okay. I'd like to talk about, since we did talk about Gary Hines, reaching out, Sounds of Blackness. Tell us the story of how you guys are connected there in Minneapolis.
Well, we go back with Sounds of Blackness pretty much to their inception. A lot of times when we were in local bands playing around the Minneapolis area, we a lot of times would even be on the same shows. Like they put shows together and Sounds of Blackness would perform, and Terry's band Flight Time would perform, and I had a band called Mind and Matter. We're talking way back in the day.
Sure.
And so we would always kind of cross paths like that. And around right at the end of the 80s, Terry and I started a record company called Perspective Records. Right, I should say 1990, we actually started a company.
With Ruben Rodriguez and them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, yes. You
So-
guys, do you remember the little phone card that you did for, who was that for? Was that Adina Howard? God, I can't remember.
No,
Okay, anyway.
not Adina, but so anyway, when we were starting the company, we were signing acts, and we were actually, Janet was in town, and we took her to a Sounds of Blackness show that we were just going to. We just wanted to see it. And the whole time we were sitting there watching the show, she's like nudging us and going, "Oh my God, they're amazing. You should sign them. Oh, you should sign them to the label. Oh, they're amazing." And we were kind of watching them going, "Yeah, of course they're amazing. We know that. We've watched them our whole lives." And it was kind of funny, but she seeing it through her eyes, you know, and her reaction to it, and the fact that they were not just gospel music, but really exploring all the African-American forms of music and jazz and rock and blues and all of that. It really made her excited. So we signed them. And not only did we sign them, they ended up in 1991, they were our first release on Perspective Records.
Tell you something, that was really a fantastic interview there with legendary producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Man, wow, bringing back great memories.
Right, that was one where I was producing the back office for that show, and I was just, oh my goodness, I was mesmerized. It was such a great show, such good content, and just one of those amazing good shows out of the many that you have done.
Yeah, just been blessed in that regard. You know, now, you know, we also have something that we do up at the Michelle Obama Library called Celebrating Excellence. And the last time we were able to pull that off, you had a very special guest up there that you were able to interview. You want to tell a little bit about that while I get it all queued up for us?
Yes, absolutely. So it was right before we officially got word that we were in COVID, and we were able to do that event. And we had a great guest who joined us. He had just released his biography, his life's work, and that was none other than legendary actor, director, film producer, all the above, Bill Duke. And he graciously came to Long Beach to be a part of Celebrating Excellence at the Michelle Obama Library. And it was just an amazing time. The community really showed up in a big way, and he had a great time. They enjoyed him. He enjoyed them. And it was just really great. He did a book signing and a conversation, and it was so awesome. And then the other thing too about the beauty of that night is that the community stepped up in a big way, and we donated a bunch of books to the City of Long Beach Library, and got a beautiful letter from Glenda Williams, the executive director for the Long Beach City Libraries, just thanking us for that donation that the community collectively came together and presented to them. They bought, probably a dozen of Bill Duke's books and donated them to the city on his behalf. And it was great. And he was so thankful for that.
Yeah, that was really, really fantastic. Well, let's check out the footage there. You know, it's so funny. My friends up in LA, when we say, hey, we're doing something for the at the Michelle Obama Library, they are always like, wow, there's a Michelle Obama Library. Where's that? You know, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Michelle Obama Neighborhood Library. Yeah, and that's over in our friend Vice Mayor Rex Richardson in his district number 9.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rex Richardson.
North Long Beach.
Now, let me just kind of see here. I wanted to double check something because I think we just got dinged by Facebook there, Rhonda, for some music that we played. They're probably catching up with that. Might have been that. Well, there's a couple of things, but I will just double check and make sure that we are on the air. I see it on my phone. All right, what do you see on your systems before we go?
I see live. I see that we're still
rocking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, very good. Then we're gonna keep it going here, and this is Rhonda Love interviewing Bill Duke at the beautiful Michelle Obama Library in District 9. Rex Richardson, Vice Mayor and Council Member, and as soon as my cursor comes back, I will press the button. Come on now, there we go.
Your chapter 13 says acting out, and you open it with a quote that says aspire to inspire before you expire. That's deep, huh?
You know, I love quotes, you know, and three of my favorites, aspire to inspire before you expire is one. And then the second one is, I said before, if a man does not seek humility, humility will seek the man. And my favorite is, in your lifetime, you will never see a smaller package than a person wrapped up in themselves. And, you know, acting out, being, you know, it's finding it's hard to, you know, it's a lifelong battle, you know, finding the core of who and what you are. Not the surface, but who are you and why are you here? I think God has put us all here for a reason. And if we're fortunate enough to find that and the passion for that, I mean, I'm 77 years old, and guess what? I don't ever want to, I mean, I know it sounds selfish, but I don't ever want to stop what I'm doing. I just love it. I love what I do. I wake up every morning and I say, thank you, God, for me being here, still having my health of mind, body, and spirit. Yes. And just giving thanks and appreciation. And Hezekiah Walker has a song I listen to all the time. It's called Grateful. You ever hear it? Yes. Oh my goodness. If you haven't heard it, you know, it is just so powerful. And this choir is so powerful, but it's called Grateful. And I just love it. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. You guys enjoying this? Yes. Okay, Bill, I just want to read it off.
She's doing a great job, and thank you so much.
Yes. Wow. What an incredible interview that was. What an incredible experience that was, just to have Bill Duke in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. It really was. And he's looking forward to doing more. That's just a couple of minutes of a 1 hour conversation. And he is looking forward to coming back to Long Beach and doing more. And it was just a great experience. Mm-hmm. And it was just nice to see the community enjoy that event.
You know, it's really interesting how I had forgotten how responsive the people were, you know, to Bill when he was talking about, you know, his experiences and the, you know, the quotes that you all were reading there was really hitting the people in the gut. Man, it was incredible.
Yeah, it really was. So we have to replay the whole piece there on Dream Creator site so that everyone can see. But that was an incredible experience. And we still, when we're out in the community and doing other events and everything, people still come to us and say, you know, I had such a great time at that event. Thank you. So we're still getting thank yous from that community event.
Wow. That's really, really, really something. It's always good when the recap comes back to you like that. And then, we dabble in Africa, as you guys could probably, if you've been paying any attention today, you see we're global and everything. And a little while back, Rhonda, we did the Africa Day. We celebrated Africa Day, May 25th. So for folks that don't know, it's Africa Day. It indicates the day that after in 1963, when most of the African nations had been liberated from their various colonizers, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana and Haile Selassie of Ethiopia convened a Congress in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Say that 10 times.
It was really important. And this is where they, pledged unity and mutual cooperation with one another. And that was the Organization of African States, which is now called the African Union. And a very powerful organization that brings the African nations to the world community. And, every year it's celebrated May 25th in commemoration of that day. And we did a concert. We celebrated Afrobeat. Young Micah was talking about his favorite artist was Fela Kuti. I was like, wow, is that something?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Nice.
Yes. So we did this thing here, and let me just kind of pull this up and see if I can get this one was called Journey to Afrobeat. When you want to let us know what that one's about there, Rhonda Love?
Yeah, so this one was one that we did with Najite, and I don't want to mess his last name up. You are really good at pronouncing. What's the last name?
Najite?
Yeah, okay, right. That's what we're going with. Najite. And so Najite was a protege of Fela Kuti. I messed that up, huh? Fela Kuti. And one of his students in Nigeria, and he learned under him and studied drums and music and all of that under him. And so this was a short form content documentary, if you will, that we did on him and just his journey to the music that the world knows as Afrobeat, brought to us by Fela Kuti.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People is the song. Papuka pipi moshuari.
Not forget that there wouldn't be this Afrobeat thing if there was no one person called Fela. All right? Okay? Fela and me had to, we made a package of something that wasn't there before, and to present it to people. For sure, I think it was a big influence on everybody in the whole world, in Africa, James Brown, you cannot imagine how many bands in Africa playing exactly like James Brown, that copied him to the core completely, because he has some kind of magic there, the groove, what is called the groove. Those are the things that influenced me to be what I am today.
Our ear don't fool for your words. Our stomach still empty.
My name is Oluseun, but everybody calls me Seun. To play Afrobeat music, you have to be influenced by Fela and Fela alone, because Fela is the only Afrobeat master. Afrobeat music is the funkiest sound around today. It's the greatest sound, you know. This music was way ahead of its time. Even people in our time are still finding it difficult to understand this music.
Blessed enough, as were all my brothers. We were blessed to grow up listening to this music, grow up with music like this and a lot of other great music from our father's homeland. It feels like, you know, times it feels like I'm there.
Takes you to a place that you know you're gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. Takes me home.
I've always had a passion for it ever since I could even remember. I listened to it with my dad. He always danced with me and all my brothers ever since we were little.
Your overall purpose of it is to continue the work of Fela. Spend his life fighting for progress in Africa, for Africans to do well. Every song that Fela did, every song he made was for the betterment of Africa, African people, for the movement. It's like the ancestors told us, for human beings, they will have to begin to see each other for good rather than see each other as for bad. No one will see each other, we see each other as for good, and also sing for peace, you know, on earth, you know, yeah.
Yes, that was great too, man. That was good. That was a good project right there. We did that live stream out there in the Miracle Theater, and man, it's 20-piece band. You know, it was off the chain, right?
Yeah, that one was really, really awesome. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we had that one brought back a lot of memories. I'm like, oh my God, that was another really great event. And the community really embraced it and enjoyed it. We had family members in the room that night, and we had a council person there too. Who do we have? We had
Jan Perry came through. I can't remember, but we had a couple of VIPs in there just exploring the world of Afrobeats. We're gonna have to revisit that again and try to do it, you know, to do it again. I mean, it was really an undertaking that was good. And what the people should know is Dream Creator, all the projects that we do, whether it's our Dream Creator Studio or our associated brands, we always try to have a live stream component to it. And that concert was live streamed also that we did at the Miracle Theater. And some of the upcoming stuff that we have, that's what you'll also be able to see it via live stream, you know, the available technology. We want to give it to everybody. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is awesome. Wow. Well, guess what? We're in is this the 12th hour? Which one is this? We're in
this is the 11th hour, and it'll be 12 at 9 o'clock.
We just hit the 11th. You what?
I'm ready to go.
But we did it. You know, we're doing it. Oh my goodness. We're in the 11th hour. Oh my goodness. And the day has been full. It has really it's been great. You know, such a great experience.
Yeah, it's been really, really great. And you know, thank you to all of you who made your donations to the Dream Creator Studio. We appreciate you, like real talk, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we just appreciate you. It means that you like what you saw on here. And if you weren't familiar with our work, you are now, and you believe in us. So you say, hey, here's a couple bucks on it. You know, you put 5 on it, you know, and that's what we, you know, we like that. And then, you know, just our friends that have come through, man, and the people that sat with us and gave us some significant substance. You know, Griselda Suarez, she brought Ruby Lopez Harper from the Americans for the Arts, who brought Dr. Bria Heidelberg from Drexel University. You know, I mean, we started off in High Cotton, and then, you know, went on and segued Kelvin Anderson, man, with Violet Brown and Jocelyn Pryor and Tanisha Anderson, and just having those conversations about music retail history and the importance of preserving cultural institutions. Brother Ludlow criminal defense attorney and rock star,
Right.
you know, came through to just share some information and vibe with us, man. Donna Michi came through, Dr. Gloria Willingham came through. I mean, it just, the list goes on and on and on of the people who showed us love. And we just thank you all just so much for helping us advance this thing called community.
Yes, yes. And you know what? I want to thank you so much for that. I want to give just a direct shout out to some folks who really, like you said, they like what they saw, they support the work, they believe in it, and they put their dollars behind it. And so just a few of those people, Minnie Douglas, thank you so much. Celissa Smith, Dr. Minnie came through.
Minnie put 5 on it.
Dr. Minnie, she put more than 5, and she was one of the first ones.
That's right. I love her.
Yeah, Dr. Minnie Douglas, she came through and supported Dream Creator. Celissa Smith supported. Yes, yes. Chantra Jeffries was one of the first ones. They all gave during early giving. And it was just really, really, really amazing. Judith Baker.
Wow, Judy.
Yeah, Judy gave.
Man, let me tell you something now. When we began to have conversations about media and public media, her and Doug are freaking rock stars, Hall of Famers in this thing called public media. And, you know, I'm just grateful for their friendship.
Yes, yes. We have donations that came in from KPOB, from Ashley Aguirre.
What?
Yeah, Ashley. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Jeff Williams.
All right.
Him. Oh my. Yes, yes, yes. And then Austin from the DOBA. He donated. Yeah, yeah. And those are just a few of the ones that were not anonymous. We had a lot of publicly anonymous donations that came in as well. So this has been great. And then, of course, the check presentation today, Calvin Anderson and world famous VIP and the Anderson family.
Wow.
Yeah, so lots of love today. Lots and lots of love today. Yeah. I mean, and this is not bad. Again, this is our very first fundraiser we've ever done. Very first experience with Long Beach Gives, and our very first online 12-hour marathon, first marathon ever. So I think we veterans now, we're really going to do it next year. Do it big.
Yeah. You know, look. The donations go to help get us some help up in this piece.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow,
we know how to do it now. Yes. We know what to do. I see you got another one queued up for us. What you got?
No, I actually. Okay, there we go. I pressed the wrong button here. Hold on. Can y'all hear that? It's loud in my headphones. Hold on. That was the our Arts Council for Long Beach wanting to come back up again. We saw that one already. You know.
Yeah, we did. You know, another one that I really enjoyed. I'm just kind of looking through the queue of some of what we have here. I really enjoyed the Tuskegee Airmen tribute. You know,
let's play that.
Yes, you were the lead on that one, and that was a great project. That was another great community project.
African American Historical Society in Long Beach, and that's an organization who I really believe we need to uplift and re-illuminate. You know, as we go through these new generations of people who are in Long Beach and concerned with the beloved community of Long Beach, and you know, taking the history and the legacy of those who came before us and uplifting that. And I feel like the African American Historical Society of Long Beach is a very, very important area that really needs to be uplifted and joined with. And so we were able to get down with them, and they were doing a tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen. Now, was that for a Black History Month?
I think so. It was. Bless you. It was where they were honoring the Tuskegee Airmen. That was another really great project, and it was one that you led, and it was just it was awesome. It was incredible.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. It doesn't seem that long ago. That's why I was asking that question. I'm like, wait a minute, that just seemed like it was the other week that we did that thing there. Wow. Let me just find it here, and then I'm gonna pull it on in there. But Rhonda, you were I might have been the lead and everything like that, but you certainly contributed to it. And first of all, let's about the organization now, and the African American Historical Society. What are your thoughts, and what would you like the people to take away from our presentation today as we talk about that organization?
Well, that they first of all that they have a wealth of knowledge and resources and information. It's one of the treasures and one of the greatest resources in terms of African American history in our city. It was founded by our vice mayor. And it was just a collection, her and a few of the community partners, and it was just a collection of books about African American culture, African American culture, abroad in terms of the African American diaspora, and just a great library of information that's available to the community. So I mean, I could speak on, but it's a huge treasure in terms of information and a great resource for our city and the community.
Great resource for our city, and they had a great tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen. And let's just check that out right quick and see what it do. There we go. Can y'all see that? Okay.
I can see it.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to go right now and roll that beautiful bean footage. We must be getting tired there a little bit. Let's see here. There it is. As the 1940s emerged, the world was at war. In Europe, Nazi Germany had begun its lightning strikes against nation after nation, while Japan was intent on building an empire that would stretch across the Pacific. Beset on both sides, the United States worked to bolster its combat readiness. One of the most vigorous debates was the functionality of Black people serving in the military. Segregation was the standard by which the military operated, and debate raged as to the abilities and readiness of Black Armed Forces members. Flight has ignited the aspirations and imaginations of Americans everywhere. But for Black Americans, these aspirations were met with many obstacles, including the belief that Blacks could not learn to fly, operate, or maintain sophisticated aircraft. Segregation was the rule in the U.S. military, supported by the documented belief that Blacks were inferior, lazy, cowardly, and could not perform in combat. Yet, organizations like the NAACP and the Black Press pressured the government to include Blacks in the Army Air Corps flight training program. 1941 was a year of acceleration for the program, as January saw the War Department announce plans to create a Negro Pursuit Squadron, whose pilots would be trained at Tuskegee, Alabama. March 1941, the 99th Pursuit Squadron was constituted, and at the same time, a new air base detachment was constituted, which later became the 318th Air Base Squadron, and finally, the 318th Base Headquarters and Air Base Squadron, colored at Tuskegee. This would be the Tuskegee Airmen.
Tuskegee Airmen tribute. We applaud you. We praise your performance. We remember your courage and share your outrage that all you ever asked of your country was to fly. Flight became a necessary means how you saw yourselves in the world as men, as Black cadets, as brave warriors, as flyboys for our freedom. Undeterred, singular in purpose, leaning forward into an unknown, you did not ever bemoan or question your destiny. If there had been no Hitler, no urgency of war, would you have ever even flown? Rather, you embraced the uncertainty and flew the foreign skies for a freedom you had never even known at home. So here's to all of you who fought and flew, whose blood was shed, whose hearts were true. We lift you skyward with our heartfelt thanks and offer now our proud salute and celebrate the very best of each of you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. That's
Talk
really
about
good
that
stuff.
one.
Wow. That was really a good little project there to do and really be a part of, exciting to be a part of, if you will. And, man, being a military man, I mean, always good to talk to the about the Tuskegee Airmen and what they mean to military history. I could just go on and on and on. We had a great time with that and was able, really glad to contribute to the overall program that the African American Historical Society of Long Beach was putting together at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was another great, a really great project. So yeah, I was just sitting here and this is the first time that we've able to just really almost showcase all the different projects that we've done and contributed to and partnered with and everything. We have really done a lot of community
We got some
projects.
stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having the same type of reaction. You're looking and you're going, dang, it's really, really good, and been hoping to make an impact. Our goal is always to make an impact, on community, and you're seeing it. It's like, I hope y'all love us because we do it. We try to make it happen. We try to make it happen. Yeah.
I mean, I can't find it now, of course, because we're on here talking. But as we were preparing for today, I made a list of some of the projects that we have done, and I got up to like 13 or maybe 15 just in the last couple of years. And I'm like, my goodness, we have really been busy telling the stories. I found it. So, okay, so state of the arts, right? NAACP, we didn't even show that one tonight. Yeah, the NAACP project, Leadership Long Beach, MLK. Let's see here, community. Oh, we didn't show so much content we have. Community conversations. When our former president called Africa a poop hole. Remember that one? We did that community conversation. That was filmed. MLK Inglewood. We have done a lot of projects. Let's see here. And then just all of the art walks. We record all of the art walks, Long Beach art walks. Africa Day, we did show a snippet from that. Let's see here. The other one too. Oh my goodness. When Donna Michi came and did
Michael Jackson,
right? And just kind of, and the Jackson family came to the studio, Michael's niece and nephew, and talked about, their response to leaving Neverland. Then we have Bill Duke that we did. And then another one that we have that we didn't show, which was a community event, and so many people showed up, was your birthday. Remember? We shot your birthday as well.
Wow. See?
Yeah, that was a community event. Oh, my goodness. And then Tulsa. We did Tulsa with Dr. Daniel. Gosh, my goodness. And then you know what footage that we have that we have to put that together first before we can share that. But the protest from the protest footage.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
When we were out there, we went out there, you know, what was that, like May 31st? After George Floyd had been murdered, the country, you know, people all over the country were taking to the streets. Long Beach was no exception. We were out there among the young people, a peaceful protest, by the way. Okay, a peaceful protest, by the way. Look at your neighbor and say peaceful.
Right.
You know, and, you know, yes, there were bad actors, unfortunately, at night, but for the generally speaking, that was a peaceful protest where people were taking to the streets and saying no more to unjustified murders of Black people by the police. And it was a profound experience, Rhonda, to be out there with our cameras and checking it out, you know.
No, it was. And you know what? I think everyone knew that we were making history, and they knew that we were there recording history. And I just remember when we were right there when there was like a sea of people, like hundreds coming towards us. What street were we on? Were we on Broadway? We were
on Broadway and Pine.
Okay, Broadway and Pine. And so they were coming towards us on Broadway. And I remember people holding up their signs and making sure that we got images of the sign. They were speaking into our cameras as they were walking past. And again, I think we all knew that we were being a part of history. Yeah.
A part of history indeed, you know. This is really great stuff. You know, part of the Juneteenth experience that I like, it just kind of just popped up, you know, while we were talking here and looking at the last video, and that was the virtual art galleries. And, you know, because it came up, I would love to play one here for us just to look and see the little feature that we have as we do our digital things. You know, you have these virtual art galleries. You know, we haven't been able to get together and see the art, but we've been able to get renowned artists and talk to them about their art. And, you know, this one that I have right here on the page there is Buena Johnson, and I just love the piece. Rhonda, you did an excellent job in talking to her about her art and showing, you know, featuring the art in a space when we could not get together, but using the available technology to share the artful expressions of Buena Johnson. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump right on into that.
All right, let's just roll that beautiful footage. Let's do it.
Let's see what happens here. There it is. They need one more button on here to make it seamless. So come on, StreamYard, let's get it. Okay, here we go. All right.
Hi, my name is Buena Johnson. I am a visual artist, and also I'm an arts instructor and the owner of Buena Vision Art Studio. And before I even began, I want to first thank God for this opportunity, which is being given to showcase my artworks for this 2021 Juneteenth Heritage Virtual Festival. And I'm grateful to Greg Johnson and to the interviewee, Miss Rhonda Love. And the work that I've been inspired to do is about America's history of slavery, racism, injustices, and inequalities. My style is hyper-realism. The media I use mainly is pencil, I also am versed in all medias, but my preference is pencil. I also use acrylics, collaging, and other media. Well, my creative process is coming about because I think as a person of color, all of us have experienced some form of racism. So from childhood, I've experienced racism. And just seeing all of the things that have taken place with the killing of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, and then tracing our history back to the transatlantic slave trade, with the first slaves being brought here to Virginia in 1619, to the deaths, the lives, and injustices and atrocities endured then and now. All of this has influenced the message of my artworks. And also this new series of inspired artworks are voiced from my soul, and they are on behalf of the souls of our ancestors. And I believe they address the injustices that are relative to Juneteenth and to what is currently happening today and every day in America, unfortunately. So I personally am acting as a recorder, as I almost said storyteller, that's why I hesitated, but as a truth teller and as an advocate. And my aim is to inform, educate, motivate change, and promote healing. But if I may indulge me, I'd like to talk about at least two for right now. One is titled, Madam, a Crown Deserved, You Nurtured a Nation. I know that's a long title, but I wanted it to say what I felt. And that piece, it is an actual old image of an enslaved mother. And she is nursing a white child. And I drew two angels on each side of her, placing a crown upon her head. The history behind this is, the awful history behind this is that enslaved females were forced to breastfeed white babies for their masters and mistresses, because they felt like the master and mistresses felt like the breast milk from Black mothers was more nurturing, and so therefore they were forced to breastfeed their children. And this form of breastfeeding was titled wet nursing. And also the sad history behind this is, and it just touched me so much, not only because I'm a mother, but just for the fact that a person is being forced against their will. The other sad fact about this is that their own babies had nothing to eat because they were not allowed to nurse behind or before the white babies. So being mothers, they would try to get together cow's milk and dirty water to feed their own babies, which resulted in high death rates among their own babies. And so again, this wet nursing was a torturous part of our history. And I know many people may not have ever even heard of this, but it was very prevalent in the 1600s. And so it just touched me a lot. And so therefore I did a piece based on our, again, hidden American history. And then the other piece that I wanted to talk about, for me, was a kind of a fun piece to do. And it's called Sweet Revenge. Now, Sweet Revenge is kind of a, I guess when I say a play, no, a truthful depiction, taking back the strength and taking away the stereotypes from how Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima were portrayed. So what you see in this image, and it's the style is called surrealism, and it's basically all pencil. And what you see is Uncle Ben in the middle of the ocean holding the stereotypical wheat bowl, but the bowl, instead of saying cream of wheat, it says cream of revenge is sweet. And he's standing in the middle of the ocean with a torch, and he is torching a slave ship. And below, you see Aunt Jemima walking in a stride with her pancakes, which of course they stereotyped her as, you know, on the cereal, on the boxes and whatnot, you know, as if she was happy to do all of this, to be of service. So it shows her walking with stride with her pancakes in one hand, and on top of the pancakes is a smoldering skull that's dripping. And then also you have another stereotypical image of how they used to portray Aunt Jemima, and she is literally stringing up Confederate soldiers. And there were many stories about Aunt Jemima, how she helped to feed the Confederate soldiers and things like this. And a lot of these stories behind this were made up just to sell the product. And also in the image, you see Harriet Tubman in the far right, where she has her hand reaching out, saying, as if in saying, come with me so that I could help you or save you. And she has a lantern in one hand to light the way, and strapped on her is her gun in her belt, in her vest. And also in the image, you see fists raised coming up from the ground. And these, you can interpret that any way you would like. But for me as the artist, and I do want you to liberally interpret what you see, to me, the fist raised coming up out of the ground not only represents, you know, saying power, but also as if saying, thank you for avenging us, or as if rooting the what's going on, you know, above ground, rooting them and avenging their deaths of however they may have died, whether they were lynched or worked to death or, you know, committed suicide or whatever. So to me, those are two very powerful pieces that mean a lot, that came from my soul, that actually poured into me. As I stated, they were inspired, I believe, from our ancestors. One thing I want to leave in conclusion about my work and my purpose and my aim is that I want the viewers to hear the cry of the ancestors. I want the viewer to feel uncomfortable with the knowledge of America's history, and to want to make a change and to be motivated to make a change for the better together. And I do emphasize together, because we're stronger together. And all of my work is for sale. I have originals and prints, and I do portrait commissions. I teach art classes, and also I do art workshops to beginners and advanced, and I do also teach privately. I can be reached by email at buenavisionart@gmail.com, and that is spelled B as in boy, U-E-N-A, vision, V as in Victor, I-S-I-O-N, art, A-R-T, @gmail.com. So that's buenavisionart@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com, buena.johnson. And just as I spelled my name before, B as in boy, U-E-N-A .Johnson. I'm also on Instagram at www.instagram.com/buenavisionart. And I want to thank you all for your time, for your consideration of the art that's being shown. And I do hope and pray that it does touch your heart.
for a moment. I think I'm here. Am I here?
You're here. Awesome
All
sauce.
right. That was good, right?
Yeah, that was a fun project.
You know, we got another one out there with Brother Muhammad. Hold on a minute. I think I do have him.
We got to do Muhammad.
You know,
Wow.
let me tell you all about this brother here. You know, Muhammad Mubarak is a good friend of mine, and you know, you know, where I used to work at the radio station, it was such the epicenter of Black consciousness, Black life, Black history, as a radio station owned by Stevie Wonder, right, and being in the center of the African American community. You meet these people who are like there at these monumental, you know, events that happen in, you know, along the Black historical timeline, you know. So Muhammad Mubarak is one of those guys. So when we begin to talk about the Black Panther Party, right, and then, you know, in LA there was a shootout, famous shootout between the Black Panther Party and the Los Angeles Police Department at 41st and Central in LA. There's been documentaries about that incident and movies and just a lot of there. And I was, you know, talking about that event with Muhammad Mubarak one time, and he looked at me and says, "Yeah, I was there."
Well, all right.
You know, and it's just really, really something. So, you know, you see the brothers and sisters that were in the struggle, that were actually there when they were younger and actually making some stuff happen in terms of, you know, just being there, you know, with the Black Panther Party and seeing what they saw and standing for what they stood for is a really, really something. Let me just get that queued up so we can see his artwork. He's an artist now, a very fantastic artist. And, you know, Rhonda, I'm trying to get him to come out to Long Beach so we can do a proper showing with him at one of our pieces here, one of our little shows. But let me just get him all queued up.
Awesome. Let's do it. Muhammad, love his work.
Yeah, he's incredible, incredible, incredible.
Yes,
And,
yes,
well,
yes.
on this one, we caught him in the car, didn't we?
We did. You interviewed him for this one. I remember that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm Muhammad Mubarak, and I was born in Memphis, raised in Compton, California, and former original member of the Los Angeles chapter of the Black Panther Party. And I've been painting portraits, been drawing all my life, but I've been painting since 1970. And one of my early mentors was David Mosley. David Mosley is the uncle of former world welterweight champion Sugar Shane Mosley. And I met David after I left the Black Panther Party and hooked up with him. He's one of the greatest artists in this town. He's in his 80s now. And he's still around. He's still blessed to be living. And he's someone that I always remind people about when people want to ask me where did I get it all from. And another inspiration that I had in my life was my uncle, Arthur Dunlap Jr., my mother's brother. He was an artist. My mother had a collection of his art, and I used to always sneak into her bedroom where she kept his work when she'd go to work, and I'd always be inspired to look at his stuff, and I wanted to draw just like he did. And I kept at it over the decades that has passed me by. And I'm at a new level with it right now. I'm really immersed into my art, into the arts. And I've done a lot of work for a lot of people. Stevie Wonder, one of the Mike Tyson, Don King, whole lot of fighters, because I've been involved in the world of boxing since the early 80s. And Muhammad Ali was a good friend of mine. And done a lot of entertainers. And I continue to do the work of painting portraits of people because I'm into people. I've always been into people. And I like painting murals too. I've done a couple of them for the city of Compton. If you go to the Compton City Hall, you'll see a couple of them that I've done on the outside of the city council building and in the lobby of the city council chambers. And in the lobby of the city hall itself, I have two portraits of Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez as soon as you walk in the door, lobby of the city hall. So I'm all about the art. I always like to remind people, especially the young people, that we have greatness in our community, and I want to salute them in the way of painting portraits of them. And that's what I do. Currently working on my 4th portrait of Marvin Gaye. And I'll be out in Leimert tomorrow in the alley next to the Hot and Cool coffee shop doing a live portrait, working on Marvin Gaye portrait, my latest Marvin Gaye.
How do the people get a hold of you?
They can go to my website, mubarakart.com, or they can go to Q Mubarak, spell it QMUBARAK, and the number 06 on Instagram, Q Mubarak 06. And check me out. And they can call me at 323-697-6783. I'd be glad to have a conversation with folks.
That's all I know. That was really great. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, what's interesting about that piece there is, you know, he, hold on one sec. That Kobe piece, ooh, that's your Tulsa one right there. You know, that Kobe piece is now hanging. I think that's the one that's over there in Village Treasures over there in Long Beach on Broadway and Long Beach Boulevard. If you go into that fantastic African art shop, some of Muhammad's portraits are in there. And I believe that's the Kobe one that's in there right now.
Oh, nice. He does amazing work, and just felt like we were sitting with, we were sitting with a legend, and you could feel it, you know, just a wealth of history. I mean, he knew Muhammad Ali. I mean, he just knew some of the greats, you know, and just took his talent to just to build, to add to their legacies, and just really great.
And a genuinely good brother. I've been knowing Muhammad Mubarak since before Muhammad Mubarak. I know his government name.
I was going to say, that sounds like a story right there.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Awesome. Greg J, it is 8:45. We are We are in the 11th hour, 15 minutes away from a 12-hour online marathon. Can you believe it?
I can. I better believe it because we've been at it over here. Really, really, really good stuff. And really, what fun though! Like real talk is just really good fun, and for a great cause. Not only just for us. I mean, I think, like I said before, thank you for the support, and we definitely needed it going to good use, and as we emerge as a effective community organization. But for the other, nonprofits all around the city, Arts Council for Long Beach and Leadership Long Beach, all the people that we touch, thank you for supporting them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great day in the city. And I know you got some more beautiful footage for us, and I wanted to just get a count really quick just to see where we are in Long Beach Give. And it's given, oh, wow, 1.6 million. 1,611,027 is where we are right now as we speak as a city.
Wow. What a testament to, people want to give back. Even in these strenuous times, people want to give back. And that says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Awesome. Well, thank you to everybody who picked us as one of the nonprofits, like Greg said, to support. We absolutely appreciate it. And we will continue to do this good work with your support. So thank you.
Yes. And so, let me do this. When we did the Martin Luther King piece, we were really honored to have the involvement of a friend of mine, and he's a great artist. Hold on a minute. He's a great artist, and always takes my calls to see if he could be a part of something that we're doing. And him, and I just want to share a little bit of his performance during the Martin Luther King virtual event, because it was off the chain. And I think because it was that we saved it to the end of that more than 2-hour broadcast, it probably didn't really get the views that it should have, but it was a phenomenal performance that he did for us. And that is none other than Kenny Lattimore,
Yeah. I think it's a great way of closing out this one here, this 12-hour marathon for sure, especially after just hearing all that nice melodic music, complimenting the artist pieces that we did there. Coming after that with some Kenny Lattimore, I think it'll be right on time.
Yeah, it's kind of dope there, Yeah. So we're going to close out here, let you vibe out on Kenny Lattimore. Again, thank you all so much. Man, I've been sitting up here for 12 hours in front of this computer screen, linking up with y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, y'all. Listen, love one another. I'm reporting live from Dream Creator Studio.
Where am I reporting live from? Dream Creator Studio.
That's it. Yes. All right, y'all. Man, thank you all so much for getting down with us on this Long Beach Gives.
Yeah, peace and blessings. Kenny's going to take us out. Again, we can't thank you enough. A million thanks to you. And we will see you around the city, see you around the community, see you around the digital space, social media, websites, everywhere. And to be continued. So thank you so very much.
Don't forget, follow Dream Creator. That's Dream Creator with the K. All over social media. You can keep up with what we're doing through that space. Listen to us on our online radio station, Beach City Radio. Check us out at Coffee Conversations with Greg J. All that stuff. We just got a bunch of stuff. Just tap into us and then find out. And then when we do our art walks and our art exhibits and all that, come through, give us a high five, show us some love, because we sure enough going to show you all some love. Okay. All right, here we go, Rhonda.
All right, let it roll. Bye, everybody.
of the day. Ladies, we love him for his intense balance. Fellows, you love him because his music can be the catalyst to a romantic evening. Parading us to the end of this virtual celebration, NAACP Image Award winner and Grammy-nominated Kenny Lattimore. Have a fantastic King Day, everyone.
These actions don't stick, baby, 'cause my words got weight. We can't neglect the patience that it's gonna take. I swim through your mind, I won't control you. Love's the destination, right to. This could be so simple. You got me, I got you. What your heart needs, I'll feed you. What makes me wanna please you, forever be here. Yeah, forever be here. Let's make love a thing again. Anything broken I can mend. I wanna prove to you how. I'ma make sure that we stay on course. My business, you're the only one. Forever is the mission. What your heart needs, I'll feed you. What makes me wanna please you, forever be here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, forever, forever, yeah. What your heart needs, I'll feed you. What makes me, what makes me, girl, what makes me wanna please you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna please you. I wanna please you. I wanna please you. You. Yeah. I'ma make sure that we stay on course. You're my business, you're the only one. Forever is the mission. Yeah, yeah. I'm not too busy for you. I'm not too busy feeling alone. I'm not too busy for you. I'm not too busy. Girl, when we first started, we were spending all our time together in love. Now we're growing on and you're afraid of losing me. But don't be. Even though I might not show it. And just so you know it, you have my attention. Anything you need at all, I'll be there when you call me. Taking my time, I'm never too busy, no. If you're feeling alone, just call me, baby, yeah. We used to dream that one day we'd have everything we want, oh yeah. But now that things are moving, I hope that we don't move. You still have my heart. Oh, but girl, it just don't matter. No. See, I can't think of nothing better. Every time I'm stressing, I find that it's a blessing to be hearing from you. Taking my time, I'm never too busy, so if you're feeling alone, just call me, baby, yeah. Oh yeah. Don't you know I'm never too busy for you, baby. Never too busy for you, baby. Yeah. Whenever you need me, I'll be taking time. Yes, I will. And all you gotta do is just call. And I'll come running just to be with you, babe. You know, I don't mind. So I'll be making time. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I've got so much on my mind, but I don't mind making time for you. Oh, yeah. I'm never too busy. Never too busy for you, babe. Never too busy. Never too busy for you, baby. I'm never too busy. I'm never too busy for you, babe. Not too busy for you, babe. I'm not too busy crazy for you, baby. I like that old thing. Like, I like the way you comb your hair. I like the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that shows how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you, you know exactly what to do. You put that fire inside of me and make it more than a dream. You know, see, never too good. See, for you, I'd give a lifetime of stability. Anything you want of me, nothing is impossible for you. There are no words or ways to show my love, or all the thoughts I'm thinking of. 'Cause this life is no good alone. Since we've become one, I may not change. Everything I do now makes sense. All the roads end, all I do is for you. For you, I share the cup of love that overflows. Anyone who knows us knows that I would change all faults I have for you. There is no low or higher in between of my heart that you haven't seen. 'Cause I share all I have, and that nothing I've said's hard to understand. All I feel deeper still, and always will. See, all this love is for you. Baby, they know that I play every word I might say, every melody I feel, are only for you and your appeal. Every page that I write, every day of my life would not be filled without the things that my love for you. Now brings, yeah. For you, I'd make a promise of fidelity, now and for eternity. See, no one could replace this vow for you. I take your hand and heart and everything, and add to them a wedding ring. See, this life is no good alone. Since we become one, you're all I know. If this feeling should leave, I die. And here's why. All I ask for you. Everything I do now makes so much sense. All those things, all I do is for for you.
Hi, I'm Cindy Allen, and